All right, it's about 4 p.m. here in the capital. Thank you for joining us on News Now. My name is Hibaq. To start us off, at least 8 advocates and several witnesses have been lined up by Governor Amos Nyaribo and the Nyamira County Assembly, setting the stage for what is expected to be a titanic legal battle before the Senate. Now, the impeachment trial began Wednesday morning, even as Governor Nyaribo insisted the process is riddled with fraud. We will bring you that story later on, but for now, the Kenya Railways has added an extra madaraka. All right. Let us continue. Just days after the conclusion of the recent by-elections, with elected leaders already sworn in, human rights organization Vocal Africa has strongly criticized and dismissed the entire electoral process. Speaking to journalists in Nairobi, the activists led by Hussein Khalid accused the IBC and the government of undermining the by-elections. They cited alleged government interference in chaos witnessed in Malava, Mbeere North and Kasipul. They also claimed that voters were bribed by politicians on election day, contrary to IBC regulations. The activists are now demanding that the IBC take immediate responsibility and address the allegations, warning that they will move to court if their concerns are not, or are rather, ignored.
Credible. Not free. Not fair. Not credible. Not free.
The pre-election and election day environment was marred with sustained violence, especially in Kasipul, Kabondo, and Mbeere North.
Our teams of election observers saw clear misuse of public resources. We saw government vehicles ferrying people to campaign events. We saw chiefs compiling attendance lists for rallies of specific candidates. And we saw public meetings discussed as development tours used as campaign platforms.
What we witnessed is deeply alarming. These by-elections were far below the constitutional standards expected of a democratic nation. At least 3 persons were reported killed and tens others injured in the by-election campaigns. Goods worth millions were destroyed in the campaigns. Vocal Africa will continue to stand firm, ready to defend electoral justice, institutional accountability, and the democratic rights of every Kenyan. Hayafai kabisa. Ghasia, watu wameuliwa, watu wamepoteza maisha yao, lakini hatukuona hata mtu mmoja akipigwa marufuku katika uchaguzi huu. Kwa nini mambo kama haya yanafanyika? Na tunasema tusipochukua hatua sasa, basi hapo mbeleni tutapata hasara zaidi.
All right, now the Kenya Railways has added an extra Madaraka Express passenger service to accommodate increased festive season travel. The additional service will operate daily from December the 8th of this year to January 5th, 2026, making a round trip between Nairobi and Mombasa. The move follows full bookings on both the inter-county and express trains. Managing Director Philip Mainga says the corporation has also increased coach capacity and is reviewing the Nanyuki Safari train schedule. Passengers are urged to observe safety guidelines, stations, and on board. And preparations for the 14th Marsabit Cultural Festival at Lake Turkana are in full swing, with celebrations scheduled to run from today until December 7th in Loyangalani, Marsabit County. Governor Mohamud Ali has urged Kenyans to attend and celebrate the rich cultural heritage of the county's 14 communities, as activities are lined up, including traditional dances, camel processions, craft exhibitions, desert races, and cultural tours showcasing the daily lives of pastoralist communities.
This opportunity to invite each and everyone to come and celebrate with us our Marsabit Lake Turkana Cultural Festival that will take place on from the 3rd to 7th of December this year. Loyangalani is where we have Lake Turkana, and that is where the desert meets the Jeddah Sea, formerly Jeddah Sea. We have a lot of attachment to this important event. On the onset of revolution, Marsabit County took over that event. Now we celebrate this cultural event yearly. It has
Now, Uasin Gishu Governor Jonathan B. has officially opened the music and cultural festivals in Eldoret, bringing together more than 25,000 participants from 32 counties. Speaking at Moi Girls High School, the venue of the event, Governor B and cultural stakeholders encouraged participants to continue showcasing and preserving Kenya's cultural heritage. The festivals will run until the 8th of this month.
From the elderly to the youth, the vijana, the way you have danced here, I will not attempt to do it. You might be committing suicide without knowing. But I want to say thank you very much for your prowess. This festival celebrates our nation, our unity in diversity, and our creativity. Moreover, it reminds us that culture is not merely a relic of the past, but rather the foundation of the future we are building together.
All right, and back to our earlier story. At least 8 advocates and several witnesses have been lined up by Governor Amos Nyaribo and the Nyamira County Assembly, setting the stage for what is expected to be a titanic legal battle before the Senate. The impeachment trial began Wednesday morning, even as Governor Nyaribo insisted the process is riddled with fraud.
For passage of a motion for the removal of a governor from office by impeachment, being 2/3 of the members of the County Assembly, as provided for in Section 33 of the County Governments Act and Standing Order 62 of the Standing Orders of the County Assembly of Nyamira, is 24 members of the County Assembly was not met. Now, therefore, the Senate resolves to uphold the preliminary objection that the threshold required for removal of a governor from office by impeachment contemplated in Section 33 of the County Government Act and Standing Order 62 of the County Assembly of Nyamira was not made, and forthwith terminates the hearing on the proposed removal from office by impeachment of Honorable Amos Kimome Nyaribo, the Governor of Nyamira County. Now, the floor is open for debate.
Right, let's get sporty. Team Kenya's youth squad has intensified preparations ahead of the Africa Youth Games set for December 10th to 20th in Angola, settling into full residential camp after months of individual training. Coaches are finalizing coordination, conditioning, and tactical drills as the team gears up for one of the continent's biggest multi-sport events. A delegation of 83 athletes will represent the country across 17 disciplines, with training camps in Nairobi, Mombasa, and Eldoret buzzing with activity. Officials report high morale as the final squad prepares to depart this weekend, confident of flying the Kenyan flag high and delivering medal-winning performances.
Kutrain leo juu ya maths. Matarajio yetu ni vile tunaendelea kutrain, we hope for better results. Zoezi imekuwa poa, tumekuwa tukitrain morning run na bado tunaangalia diet.
Tumeingia jana jioni, tumeingia vizuri, tumekaribisha vizuri. Pia maandalizi tumeandalia vizuri. Tuko tayari at least kuendelea na mazoezi. Na tuko hope kwamba tutapata medali kule Angola.
Really good. It's the first day, so I'm expecting a lot to learn, of course, to see what I can do better for the team, to be better on myself, and see what I can push on forward with, not just now, but for the future.
Kenya team, zoezi imekuwa poa. Na matumaini tukienda Angola, tarudi na goal. Hiyo line lazima.
So far, zoezi imekuwa fit. Vijana wana respond kwa zoezi vizuri. Na yes, tunakaza.
And Barcelona asserted their dominance over long-time rivals. That concludes the 4 p.m. bulletin. Thank you for being a part of News Now. My name is Hibaq. These stories and many more will be updated in our subsequent bulletins.